Hey guys, Modelling Weekly here. Today I'll be doing a full review of the Challenger 1 Mark III from Tamiya in 1/35th scale. Hope you really find this video helpful, and let's begin. Okay, to start off I'm going to give you a rundown of the box, but I won't go into a lot of detail because I know you're here to see what's inside after all. On the front there is of course a nice image of the tank itself, along with a little bit of info about the kit. On the side there is an orthographic projection of the tank in its desert version, and on the other side there is an image of the NATO camo that you can also paint this kit up in. The ends of the box are simply a smaller repeat of the front of the box. Also, the back of the box is just completely blank cardboard, as you might have guessed. So let's take a look at the contents. Alright, so inside the box there are of course the parts, with the decal sheet there. And along with the instruction booklet, and rubber band tracks, unfortunately, and some extra other parts. So, the kit comes with 5 plastic sprues along with the loose hull piece. 2 of the sprues are mostly dedicated to the wheels, and another is mainly large parts such as the turret halves and the upper hull. The sprues are quite big, so make sure you have enough room to lay them out before you start your build. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with the plastic quality. There doesn't seem to be any obvious flash or damage to the parts, and the detail is also very good for the kit's price point. I'll show some more close-ups of the parts before moving on to the instructions and other box contents. Right, so the instruction booklet is in black and white, so it might get a little bit confusing. And also, some steps in the instruction booklet are quite crowded, so it may get a little bit more confusing if you're putting on a lot of parts at once. The build is completed in 24 steps, with the 24th step being attaching the turret and putting in the figures. And something else I noticed was there's quite a lot of these funny little animated, well not really animated, but like little cartoon figures giving you little tips throughout the build, which I thought was quite funny and quite a nice touch. Like here we have the little man telling us to make sure every wheel touches the ground when putting the wheels on. They're good little tips for beginners, and especially if this is your first 135 armour model. With the painting scheme in black and white, it could get a little bit difficult matching all the colours correctly, but once you figure it out, it shouldn't be too hard. As you can see, here's this desert camo scheme, and underneath we have the NATO camo scheme. The decals seem to be really nicely printed, and also the surrounding decal film is good because it keeps all the decal together. I would recommend keeping it in its plastic packaging when you're not using it, because dust or any spillages could activate the decals or get them dirty. but overall I think they are quite nicely made decals. Also in the kit there is a small bag with extra parts, including plastic poly caps to make the wheels spin if that's what you want, as well as a fine mesh which looks to be made out of a plasticky fabric, which I believe is used as detail on the baskets on the side of the turret, as well as some nuts and bolts which I don't know at this point what they're used for, but I suppose they'll be something to do with an interior mechanism. And also, don't know if you can see it very well, but there is also a sheet of plastic with cutouts for the optics, which is quite a nice touch in my opinion. The last things in the box are, of course, the dreaded rubber band tracks. Now, I was expecting to be a lot worse. I do like the detail on them, but the fact that they are rubber does mean that they're going to be quite hard to paint and weather, and also they're pretty annoying to get on the actual kit. So this is probably going to be the worst part of the build, but they could be worse. So overall I'd say this kit is definitely well worth the money. It's a very large model and the extra parts and accessories are a really nice touch. The part quality is excellent, which I very much expected from Tamiya after all. The only downsides to this kit would be the size of the sprues and the model, which would be difficult to handle in a small workstation. If you are in this situation, I'd recommend getting a smaller 135 kit if you really want to try out the scale. Also, the rubber band tracks aren't ideal, but they do the job and they're mostly hidden by the side skirts anyway. I hope you found this video very helpful, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!